If you have a good chair that has arms on it, this is another way to get a little bit of upper body exercise is by using those arms and using your legs at the same time. So now your legs are helping you up and your arms are helping you up. So that press down onto the arms can give a little bit of an upper body strengthening. It's really important if you're doing that you're not using your shoulders forward, but you're using your back muscles. And I think, again, that's a little counterintuitive. People think they're using their arms, but as you push down into that chair, if you engage your back and push your shoulder blades down, these very big muscles in your back called the latissimus dorsi, or the lats, will engage, and they're huge muscles. They're wonderful muscles to help your stability, and strengthening those by pushing yourself up out of the chair is just another great exercise. Of course, you want a stable chair, no wheels, nothing that rotates. You know, one of those big, heavy dining room chairs, are the kind of chairs that I'm imagining, but something that you know that you can put your body weight on,
sturdy,
stay put underneath you.
Absolutely. Awesome.
I like a chair exercise too, to go back to the wrists and shoulders. You could do everything in one exercise. And I like to give my clients workouts that incorporate the most bang for their buck. So one exercise, I'm in a chair right now. You can face the chair. You can tie up one of those bands behind a doorknob. Make sure that tie it at the end. So you put it in the doorknob, close the door, and then you have the band pulling out this way. So if the band was coming from the door over here, I would have my arms straight out like this. I would make sure I set my shoulders. So now I could just even hold that as my exercise, keeping my wrist in a neutral position. Now this is going to work the outer part of your rotator cuff. So you can work this isometrically. And same with your wrist, the forearm and the muscles in the back of the wrist, if the band is coming this way. Alternatively, you can turn around. So now the band is going this way. And then now you're working the internal rotators of the rotator cuff and the forearm flexors. You can hold it isometrically and just hold it for 30 seconds and do 3 sets, or you can work up to a minute. When that becomes something that is easy to do, you can either step out so the band is more taut to make it harder, or you can work on then progressing from isometric to isotonic exercise. So you have your arm out here, and if you want to work the wrist, you would just turn your wrist in if the band is this way. So now I'm working wrist flexion, or if the band is this way, I'm working wrist extension. You can also work on articulating the joints in the wrist, the little carpal bones, by doing little circles within a pain-free motion. Now the shoulder is working as a stabilizer while you're working this distal extremity as what's called a phasic mover. You'll feel this a ton in your core, and you can do this in a seated position in a chair. It's very safe. Then if you can be in a standing position. So now you're working in the upper body or the lower body as well. You can even get in a squat position and hover your tushy right above your chair. So now you're in a squat. This is very advanced. And you can be doing the same exercise. So now you're doing lower body, you're doing shoulder, you're setting your back, you're doing all the parascapular muscles underneath the scapula while you're working the forearm and your grip. And again, you can hold onto the band, or you can have an open hand depending on what feels most comfortable for you. So that's a great exercise to get all of these different things with the most bang for your buck, with regressions and progressions as the person sees fit.